these animals that we have here are used to human interaction as cubs. So they were raised just for that purpose. We are not a breeding facility, but we work close with other breeding facilities, that tries to work on genetics. The ones that work with releases, but here we're just educational and fundraising purposes. We're trained to bring inside, so we have very strong protocol security, and everything is something needs to happen. I mean, we're trained to act in a good way. I don't know how to say it in English, but I'm actually volunteering here. So, in 22 years, nothing happened here, not even a scratch between a cheetah and a guest, because we just respect these animals. These are ambassador cats, so they were hand-raised for educational and fundraising purposes. So they were not taken from the wild, and they will never be released into the wild. Today there's only 7,000 them left on the planet, and here in South Africa there's only 1,200 cheetahs. And from that number, only 400 are ready ranging for these animals are actually humans. So cheetah will just steal the livestock from the farmer will put poisoning, trapping, they will shoot them. So to avoid that, we have a special breeding facility of dogs. Why dogs? So it's a very special breed of dogs that came us from Turkey, where they used to be guardian dogs for 1,000 years. So we will take a small puppy of the breed, place it on the farm, the puppy will grow up with the livestock and start to protect it naturally. It's instinct, it's a special breed. You don't need to do any kind of training for these dogs, it's just instinct. So they will take away any kind of predator once big. So it's a very big dog, it is a very loud bark. And as I told you, they used to be guardian dogs for 1,000 years in Turkey.
So they've been hand-reared from about the 3 weeks of age. Our team started raising them.
Okay.
These guys were specifically chosen to become ambassadors. And once that they have graduated our hand-rearing process, they will go back to the breeding facility and become ambassadors over the world at facilities like this. For education and fundraising purposes. So these guys don't belong to us. The adults here do, and they will stay with us their whole lives, but the cubs aren't ours.
How long do they usually live in captivity?
So in captivity you're looking at 10 to 12 years, but here with us we've had cheetahs turn 16 years old.
Oh wow. How long in the wild, do you know?
So, about 6 to 8 years.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So almost double in captivity,
Yeah.
right?
So obviously there's not as many threats. They get food on a daily basis, and we can do medical intervention when needed. There are some stats that came out last year, and I think that was somewhere, I can't remember if it was the Asian population, where the average lifespan was only like 4.7 years, which is really, really bad.
Wow.
In South Africa, we've actually seen a rise in our wild population, which is amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, which is one of the only countries in the world where we've seen a rise in population and not a decline.
So instead of losing 40% of their livestock to predators without a dog, with a dog on the farm, they lose only between 0 and 3% to predators. It's a huge difference. So obviously it's a poor country, so they can't afford this kind of dogs. So what we do, we raise funds with these animals. We will provide them the dog for free. The first year of expenses is completely free for them. So food, veterinary costs, everything. The only thing that they have to do is to sign a contract with us that says they will no more poison, kill, or trap wild animals in general on their lands.
Got that on video too.
That's awesome. You gotta send me all the videos.
Have a very sensitive skin, so if you're too gentle, they may think it's a fly, bigger tail, and I mean, if you have the tail in the face, it's big and heavy. Not really enjoyable experience. We have also a special language for them. It's a color and a lead. So the handler will get inside. It will show him the color and lead. For the cheetah, it's a sign that he will go encounter strangers. So at that point they have a choice. If they don't want to see strangers or they show any kind of sign, the handler would just decide not go inside. So everything is on the terms of the animals here. We never decide to do, we never force them to do anything. Absolutely everything is on their terms. So once there, you have the cat laying in front of you. We ask you to kneel down this way. Simply because while stroking the cat, if for one reason they have last few, they want to roll over, which happens often, just stand up, walk away. You can just quickly step back, giving them the space to move. To stroke them only one way, with a flat hand like this, on the sides and on the back only. Why? Because the same stuff. So we are strangers, so they allow us to being stroked here. So handlers can stroke them pretty much anywhere, but we are not family. So for example, if I take my hand, I put it in your shoulder, it's fine. But if I start to touch your head or your legs, you understand. So it's the same, exactly the same for them. It's private, sensitive zones. It's still like a house cat. So when you pull on the tail, the reaction they will have, they don't like it, like on the paws and stuff. So. Only with the direction of the fur on the back and on the sides. And what we do by doing that, we're trying to mimic how they groom themselves between brothers and sisters into the wild. So it's not invasive. So usually what they're gonna do, you will start to stroke the cat, they will start to purr because he has baby fur. Only 3 cats can purr: cheetah, mountain lion, so snow leopard, and puma, and they can just fall asleep, and so that's how encounters happen here.